Okay, guys, today we're going to be speaking a lot on symbols and what symbols mean, what they connect to, and what they mean to each and every one of us. Symbols are things that you get in readings, connection to spirit. When we do our message work, when we connect to spirit, when we connect to our higher consciousness, we allow symbols to appear. And symbols are what they show us, and what they communicate with us. So if you're really looking at symbols, you're looking at the vibration of symbols. You're looking at the vibration of what they show you. So take in consideration that you do a meditation. And the meditation, the first thing you see in the meditation is a certain type of flower. Then you happen to see something else as you start your meditation. It wasn't really something in your mind. You weren't really looking for something. You weren't really looking for it. It just appeared. See, if you were thinking about washing your clothes, and then all of a sudden you start thinking about a washing machine, probably not going to be the symbol that you're trying to show you. These are things that appear in your vibration. Weren't really thinking about them. You weren't really connecting to them, but they showed up. These are symbols from spirit. These are symbols that appear in meditations. And when I teach meditation, when I teach people to do meditations, the question is not the journey. I could take you to the far off mountains, drink from the fountain of love, and take you into the valley. I could do that. But the question is, it's the journey from where you close your eyes and when you arrive at the mountain. It's that journey in between the mountain and when you close your eyes. It's what's appearing for you, which might not be appearing for anyone else, any other vibration, but strictly for your vibration. So when you're looking at how spirit works with you, how spirit communicates with your vibration, what you have to do is realize that everything there's a purpose. There's a purpose to why you're having that vision or that symbol appear in your vibration. So when we get some of the basics here and the vibration here, then we'll move through this. Really, with the music in your car, like you're driving down the highway, all of a sudden a song comes on. You were thinking about a loved one, and all of a sudden a song comes on the radio. It's something that loved one would love. That song that loved one would have thought was just awesome. That song starts to play on the radio when you start to think about this individual. That is a symbol for them telling you that they're okay, letting you know that they are all right. Sometimes they'll keep giving you different vibrations, different music, different vibrations that will keep appearing in your vibration to give you some kind of guidance, some kind of direction in your life. But music has this whole thing. You can be playing music, and all of a sudden your father loved a certain song, and all of a sudden that song comes on the radio. It comes up on the radio. They happen a lot around people when they have their birthdays, and people are having birthdays. And when my father has a birthday, a certain song will come up near his birthday, allowing me to know that he's still okay. He's still fine. He's still doing great. So I will get those messages from him, from the music or the vibration that I hear from around his birthday, because he'll let me know that he's okay. Same thing is with smells. Like my grandmother, she used to love Johnson baby powder. It was this whole thing. You got next to my grandma, you got Johnson baby powder. So when I smell Johnson baby powder, I'm out somewhere, I smell Johnson baby powder. I know my grandmother was there. I know she has come up close and around the vibration. Whether your father smoked and all of a sudden there's no one smoking, you smell smoke around you. Your father or somebody in your family like to drink, and all of a sudden you smell alcohol. And there's nobody around you drinking. There's nothing for you to smell that at that time, but it was there. Maybe your mother had roses, these beautiful roses on her coffin when she went to the spirit world. And you get a strong smell of that aroma, that smell that you smell in that room with all the roses. These are symbols. These are vibrations of symbols that will appear in the vibration through smells. So because you will get that. It could be a perfume. It could be the smell of oil, or say if your father used to like to work on cars. Different things will show up in the vibration. You can use that with mediumship readings too, because somebody will show up and have a certain smell, a certain vibration going on around them. Then all of a sudden, that person, you can tell them, say, I smell this car. I smell this oil from this car. I feel like somebody used to work on cars. Somebody used to do something with automobiles at this point. So it kind of starts a talk with the individual in the spirit world, because sometimes they'll just give you the smells, the vibration of the smells coming into the auric field. Children have a strong connection to spirit. Children have a strong, massive connection to spirit. They have a strong connection to what they do, what they propel in motion, what they do. So children are very close to the spirit world. They're very close. And they will say things, and all of a sudden you go, ooh, that's what my mother used to say. That's what my grandfather used to say. That's what my friend used to tell me. But the child will just come out with it without any filters, just boom, it's there. And it's spirit speaking through the child, speaking through the child. So children can relay messages without any judgment, without any question about where it's coming from. They just relay them to you. Animals, you have an animal in your home, they're probably going to be running around looking at something in the house. And you're looking and there's nothing there. But they see something in that corner of the house. They see something in there. Or they're running around in circles, or they're doing something in the vibration that connects them to this higher senses of consciousness. So animals have this strong connection. And when you look at an animal and they're looking back at you, it's almost like you're looking at someone in the spirit world that is kind of trying to convey messages through them. So animals have a good connection to that vibration. When you start having blown light bulbs in your house, or light bulbs go out, or lights will go out, different things will go out, that spirit crossing wires, working with manipulating the energy. You're having a lot of bulbs go out, spirit's really trying to communicate with you. If lights keep flickering and keep going out, spirit's communicating with you. Right now, we have candles in our home. They're not electric candles, but they're the candles you put batteries in. These candles have no batteries in them. But every day at 5 o'clock, candles come on. They light. They stay on for a few hours and then they go off. Just about the same time every single day. We haven't figured out who's trying to speak to us just yet. We know that it's probably my wife's mother. But the question here is that they do it every single day. Just about the time my wife's supposed to be taking her medication, they're right there. They're right there with that light on. The light's lit, the vibration. So sometimes you'll have these things go on in your life. You don't understand why it's going on, but it's spirit trying to communicate with you. And when you see these lights go off, different things go off, different things happen in the vibration, what you're trying to really do is stop. Stop for a moment and say, okay, you're trying to speak to me. Why? Who's trying to speak to me? Ask, talk to them. Speak to the spirit. Speak to them. Because they're trying to communicate. So try to speak to them. Get them to communicate with you. Through your dreams, your guides will manipulate situations within your dreams, especially when you travel. At night, you have out-of-body experiences. You travel. You have this strong connection to your guides. So your guides will try to speak to you through your dreams. And the written word, that is a thing that when you read something or something appears in your mail or something in that vibration, then your guides will literally try to get your attention with that. They will try to communicate with you at that moment. So through the written word, through the connection to the written word, many years ago, my mother used to do readings. She used to call them Bible readings. Because she would spend a lot of time in Bible Belt, Christian place, and she used to do Bible readings from the King James Version of the Bible. And she would take a Bible, she would take one, and she would tell you to turn to 3 different pages and put your finger on the page. What she would do is she would look at what verse you got to. What verse? Not what word, but what verse. And you would thumb through the vibration and you would pick a verse. You would turn to a verse. She would keep track of that verse. And through the 3 things that you picked in the Bible, she would give you a reading from God. And I thought that was a really cool way to do readings, because she was doing the vibration that people could personally accept, a connection to spirit, because it came from the Bible. The information came from the books they were carrying. So I feel like that is something that if you wanted to do that, just turn a book. It doesn't have to be the Bible, it could be any book. Turn it to 3 pages in the book, 3 different pages. Put your finger, hold on to that paragraph that you pointed to. Out of the 3 paragraphs that you pointed to, then you read them and you figure out from those 3 paragraphs, what is your guidance, what is the spirit trying to speak to you about? It works really well. My mother used to do quite well with that. It's another way of doing communication with spirit. What you do with spirit is you allow yourself to set your symbols or your objects that you see in front of you. You're allowing your guides to give you information, but you're allowing yourself to figure out what the symbol, what the vibration means to you. Not what it really means to someone else. I could tell you, yep, it means this, it means that, it means this. No, it means exactly what it means to you. And I teach that in my class. I teach that in vibration. I can read all over this internet what symbols mean, but they're what they mean to the person who wrote that. If someone dumped a bunch of red paint on you and you had a heck of a time getting it off, it was awful. It was just the most terrible experience that you ever had. Then the color red's probably not going to be a good color for you. Probably not going to fit the vibration for you. You're not going to like it when you see it. But somebody could get a red car for Christmas. Love the red car. Think the red car is the most awesome car in the world. Color red is different to them. It's what the symbol means to you, especially when you get into animal totems. Your totem, for your animal totem. It's what the symbol means to you, what the vibration means to you. Whether your animal totem is a hummingbird, whether it's an owl, whether it is a bear, a lion, doesn't matter. It's what the animal totem means to you. When you first visualize it, it's really not the animal per se. It's how the animal arrives. Is the animal standing on your left shoulder? Your left side of your body is connecting more to your heart chakra, to your heart vibration. That's why you put your wedding ring on your left hand. Heart to your left, connection to your heart. So if the bird or the vibration is over your left shoulder, there's something in a love, a compassion, a connection to that vibration for you. So it's where the animal is sitting, where it feels. I have a book that I teach my clients, my client people that I teach class to. It's called Living Rainbows. It's what it's called. It's one of the easiest books that I've found on the market that actually gives you this very easy way to see auras. It doesn't take you through like 25,000 pages of stuff. It's very basic, very to the point, and gets you to see auras. So it's a very good book if you're going to want to see auras, because most of the symbols, most of the vibrations that you're looking for is going to appear in the auric field. It's going to appear right in the auric field. So if you can see the auras, you see the auras around something or around someone, you're going to be able to see the symbols that appear within that auric field. The aura is that color, that vibrational color that radiates around you. So what you're doing at this point is setting your psychic vocabulary, setting it. through your symbols, your objects, the things that you see, especially if they're repetitious, especially if they keep showing themselves to you. If you keep seeing a canoe, then tomorrow you see the canoe again. Next day you see the canoe again. There's a reason why you keep seeing that canoe. There's a reason why you've seen that so many times. Guides are trying to get your attention, but that's the specific symbol, that specific vibration. So it's like understanding that all these have meanings, all this might have meanings. It has its connection to how it works for you, how it fits the vibration for you. Listen to yourself. Listen to how it works for you. I could tell you that an owl means wisdom. The owl could mean wisdom to me, but doesn't mean wisdom to you. I can tell you that, but you personally have to accept what that means. You have to personally accept what that means. If your vibration in your life is closed and you are just busy doing everybody else's, I call it everybody else's bidding, and you're trying to fill your psychic vocabulary with everything that means something to somebody else, you're probably not going to do an extremely powerful reading. Because what's going to happen is the information that you're trying to put out in front of you is not the information that radiates with you. Somebody else's symbol meaning, it's somebody else's vibrational meaning. It's just something for somebody else. So that's why classes, sitting in circle, finding a good church, finding a place for you to sit in circle, to work on your mediumship, to sit with people that are going to be truthful with you and help you with your mediumship. That is what you really have to be. You have to sit in the vibration to allow yourself. You can sit in a room all by yourself and try to work on your mediumship. You're probably not going to be too good at it because you're going to have people that will give you feedback on your vibration of how you're doing your work. That's what you need. You need that feedback that you're in the right direction, you're in the right path. You're off path, have somebody tell you that, tell you, you're off path, that doesn't quite work. If I see your mother or a woman in spirit and I describe her and you say, oh, that's my mother, you got my mother, you're talking to mom. And then I kind of notice where mom is. If mom is on your left side, then there's a very good options here with my vibration that anybody appearing on your right side has a lot to deal with your father's side of the family. So now I'm kind of set where the relatives should fit, where they should kind of maneuver themselves behind you. Then I start maneuvering people in situations, so I don't have to kind of do this whole situation of trying to play 1,000 questions. Kind of know where they belong, mother side, father side, friends, uncles, blah, blah, blah. I can go through the vibration without really stopping. It's when people do these things and they have to stop and they have to do this whole vibration of sitting there in the quietness up on the platform without saying a word. And then for like 5 minutes, there's silence. I know we have the law of silence, but that is silence. And then you've lost the interest of whoever you were reading now. They've kind of lost interest in you now. But the vibration is if you're connecting with the flow, connecting to the vibration of spirit, then you're always going to be connected to spirit. You connect to that vibration, you will feel yourself fall out. You will feel yourself come out of that situation. So allow yourself to set that vibration. It's dream state. Dreams are the vibration, or because you will have dream situations. They're very vivid dreams. When you have the very vivid dream of your vibration, very vivid, you can't, it's like you have to pinch yourself. You wake up in the morning, you weren't there, but they weren't here with you. Pay attention to the symbols and different things that were appearing within that dream. Keep a dream journal. Keep a meditation journal. Keep these journals. Keep a journal of your vibration, especially when you're working with mediumship. So you can keep track of what's going on. Keep a meditation, dream, all this little journal, kind of during the day, kind of write in it. Things that are appearing in your vibration, keep things that are showing themselves to you. So you can look back and kind of gear the path, by the path. It's like having a roadmap. Understanding, you might not understand exactly where you're going at first, but after a while of researching and looking at where you've been heading, you get a direction. for your mediumship. You do. You get a direction with it. And meditation is so much of a key to mediumship. It's so much of a key to connect to spirit. Not really to say, yeah, I'm going to connect to them, but it's allowing you to come out of your vibration to get to a higher sense of consciousness. It's allowing you to work with your spirit guides, allow you to work with the people in spirit. See, if you don't work with them, they're just going to be quiet, silence. You really want spirit to speak to you. You want them to keep communicating with you. I always tell clients that I am here to discern the spirits. You are not. I am here to bring you information. I'm supposed to tell you. You are not supposed to tell me. See, because I want that clear vibration. I don't ask for your name when you walk in my office. I don't ask for things. I don't really need to want to know them. I don't want to know them. I don't need to know them. Because I want to be pure as I can, a most clear channel as I possibly can to connect to spirit. So if I can connect to them on a very pure level, allowing them to work through me to give you the information you personally need, works. It just works. And I know when I'm on and when I'm off. I know when I'm connected to the spirit world. I know that. I know when I'm connected. So allow yourself to feel that vibration, feel that connection to spirit. When I teach these things like the Bible readings that my mother used to do, the rope readings, smoke readings, wax readings, paint readings. I mean, we can go down the line. Teacup readings, tea leaves, called creamer readings. We can go. I Ching, a lot. But every one of those have symbols. Symbols on the I Ching cards, symbols of the tarot cards, symbols of the vibrations that you read. Every one of those has a meaning. And what a meaning for you, what could fit the vibration for you. But everything has a meaning of when it shows itself to you. If I drop the rope, I get like 2 feet of rope, probably about 2 feet of rope. It doesn't have to be big rope, it's just smaller rope. And I'll hold it and ask the question. I'll drop it on the table. That rope will drop and it makes symbols within the rope and when it lays on the table. Now, through those symbols, you get a reading, a vibrational reading of what you see, the vibration. I've taught crumpled paper readings in one of my classes. As you ask a question, crumple the paper up in your hand till you're satisfied that it's crumpled up enough for you. Then take the paper and look at it, weigh the whole possibilities on the outside, and start pulling it a little bit apart. There will be symbols, names, places, situations, and things on those pieces of paper. Different things have different vibrations. Through all my life, I've always learned different types of readings. My grandmother, my mother, my uncles, my cousins, they all taught me how to do different types of readings, different connections. Now, I didn't take every bit of it on, like all the stuff, not all of it worked for me, not of it, all of it fit the vibration, but I took what I needed to make me the medium I am. And you, person here listening to this, should do what you feel is best for you. Take what's best for you, and the rest of it, let it go. Don't pack it somewhere in your system. Let it go. Let it be somewhere else. It doesn't have a meaning to you. Don't have mediums tell you or teachers tell you, you have to do it this way. This symbol means this, and you do it this way. Then you politely get up and walk out of class. You politely leave. But it's not what it is. It is me allowing you as a teacher to be you. Just to be you. Not to be me, not to be some other medium, not be some other teacher, but to be you. And that's why I teach these different vibrations of readings. Because I want you to understand the symbols have that strong connection to you. The objects you see within your mediumship. When you open the doorway, when you open that door and you crack that door open into psychic readings, into mediumistic readings, you have now cracked the door open. It is open. That door is not going to close. It is not going to close the vibration. It is not. That door will stay cracked as long as you leave it cracked. Now you can leave it just a little cracked, or you can prop the door open a little bit more, or you can just swing it open. It's how you perceive that spring door. It's how you personally perceive it. So I really want people to learn when I teach this, not to take everything as like everyone else wants you to understand that. You should take everything the way you feel is best for you, what is connecting to your higher consciousness. And then allow yourself to set your vocabulary, set it. And it takes a while. It doesn't like overnight, all of a sudden, my God, I am here. It takes time to set the vibration. But once you set your objects, once you set the symbols in your vibration, it'll always mean that to you. It doesn't change. Spirit does not come up and shake the basket and say, haha. It'll always mean that vibration. When you give something a meaning, it will mean that to you. But it is the spoken word, the vibration of speaking to spirit. It is the vibration of understanding spirit. It's when you speak to them, say, that is what it means to me. You have allowed yourself to accept that as the meaning. And it'll always be that. It'll always. Symbols, too, are when you deal with spirit on the other side, when you deal with them. And let's say your mother walked in your vibration. Your mother does not have a connection to the other person. It's not their mother, but your mother showed up. There's something with your mother. There's something with her that has some kind of connection to this other lady. It's how your mother looked, how your mother passed, your mother's name. Something has a meaning to the person in front of you. That's why your mother, or your uncle, or your father, or somebody showed up in the spirit world that belongs to you. It's because they have some kind of connection that they could say, mention my name, tell them what I look like. They'll know who you're trying to connect to. So somebody from your past, somebody from your vibration could appear in your auric field, and you have no idea why, because they are your people, not theirs. Remember, the information is to try to work through your vessel, your vibration, through your connection to spirit. So I hope this little class I'm giving today on symbols and talking to objects and vibrations helped you, encouraged you a little bit, because I really wanted you to find your passion with this, your connection with spirit. Because if you do, everything pretty much falls into place. It clicks and it falls into place. You're very, everybody is, everybody can be a medium in some form, some fashion. Not everybody's going to get across the finish line and be this beautiful medium. But we will have the psychic abilities, the vibrations, to allow us to connect to our higher self, allow us to connect to our vibration, allowing us to forge our own path ahead of us and give us the information to make our life very comfortable. And that's what mostly people want. They don't want spirit. They don't want somebody else to tell them how they should run their life. They should allow their higher self or their symbols, their vibration of life to guide their path. Allow your guides to guide you. Allow your guides to help you. They know your path before you know it. They know exactly what steps and what situations that you should personally take to move yourself down the path. So when you're dealing with symbols, keep a journal. Keep some kind of journal for yourself. Keep a journal. Keep a journal so you kind of get an idea of what the symbols mean. The Spirit will show them to you. Find out who and what's trying to speak to you. Who? Because you want to kind of get an idea of who your guides are that's trying to speak to you and show you these symbols. Then kind of keep track of them and put them in your mind. So when you see them, you go, I know what that means. You don't have to question it 20 times. You already know what it means. You have a strong idea of it. You know what it means. So you can just give forth the information pretty quickly and get the information to the individual and help them, encourage them. So I hope you guys really enjoyed the class, and we'll be here next week. So I'll be here next week. It's going to be a little shorter class. So I'm going to post this on YouTube, and hopefully you will understand it and love it. And I encourage you to work on your mediumship, understand your symbols, find your passion